You have to read all this information that everything is right. After that, there is also an instruction guide of how to fill out this form if you want to read that, and then click continue. So now these are some basic details which they are asking me, like correspondences, which language do they want me to contacted in. That would be English. If they want to take my interview, which language should I prefer? That would be English too. Interpreter means if I need someone to translate English for me, so I don't need that, so I click to no. And where am I planning to live in Canada? So usually you fill out the province from which you got your PNP and the address on your file, address on your PNP certificate. All the details should match. Don't mess it up like you got a PNP from Saskatchewan, Manitoba, or Nova Scotia, and you are telling them you want to live in Brampton or Surrey. That is gonna be wrong. So always put your nomination, province, and city. After that, you're gonna click save and continue, where it will take you to the personal details. Personal details is gonna be your name, email ID, contact info, then your contact information. Then they are gonna ask you for your passport, okay? But where the problem is the national identity document. Most of you will get confused at the national identity document. When you reach there at national identity documents, you have to fill out your passport details or your Aadhaar card, because Aadhaar card does not have an expiry date. So I recommend using your passport, because if you are using Aadhaar card, then you gonna add something to letter of explanation why Aadhaar card doesn't have a expiry date, because it is a lifetime identity card. So I don't want to go into all that stuff. I just wanted my file to be clean and simple, so I in the national identity document I have filled out my passport and clicked yes. Then is your education and occupation detail. Let me take you to the sixth page right now. As you can see right now, I am at the sixth page where it says education occupation detail. So in the education, as this client was a diploma holder, he came to Canada after his 12th standard and did a 2-year diploma in Canada. So for that, we are gonna choose non-university certificate diploma. If your diploma was in trade, like it would have been a auto industry, dental, doctor, or any mechanical diploma, then you are gonna go for trade. Otherwise, if your diploma was in business or home science or any other falana tikda faltu the course, then you are gonna choose non-university certificate or diploma. Or if you have degree, then you're gonna go with the higher options, because the most confusing one was non-university or trade. So trades are only mechanic, dental, and other stuff, or in auto. But all the other things where you complete a degree from, for example, Sheridan College, from Georgian College, from Centennial College, that is gonna be non-university certificate, and it was a 4 semester course, so it is gonna be a diploma. So now is total number of years in education. For this it would be 14, because 12 until 12th the client was in India, so 12 years that, and 2 years of study in Canada, so total comes out to be 14. Then is your occupation information, your current occupation, like the client was a truck driver and it intended what he is gonna do in future, because he received his PNP in trucking, so we have to show that in future as well he's gonna be a truck driver. Then is gonna be the language detail. If we click next, they're gonna ask what is your native language. The client's native language was Punjabi, then he was able to communicate in English, and he has taken an IELTS test so in English, so he clicked yes. Then there are any dependents. Dependents only include your wife, your children, and that's it. Dependents does not include your parents or your brother sister. So here, or also one more thing, if you are applying PR after PNP, you are applying permanent residency for yourself. Dependents are always asked when you are applying PR straight away from India and even from Canada, like your family members who are gonna live with you in Canada, whom you gonna sponsor in the future. Not your parents, but like your wife or your children or their children. So in this case, the client was single, so there was no dependents. So I have completed this form. Now we move on to another form, which is 5406, in which we're gonna ask for family information. So here they're gonna ask you the information about your parents, children, spouse, and siblings. So if the client is single, if you are single, then you have to fill it for yourself by clicking add new family member. And if you are married, then you have to fill it for yourself as well, and also for your wife too. You can search a lot of videos on YouTube how to fill it out for the other family members. But in this scenario, most of the people who are gonna apply for PR after PNP are gonna be single. So taking with that perception, this client was a single too, and he clicked on add a family member, and then he filled out his family details. So here he is gonna be the principal applicant who is applying for PR. So his name, his family. So in this, keep one thing in mind: whenever you filling out your name in this form, like in this case I have chosen native language as Punjabi, so also write your name in Punjabi, even your father or mother's name too, like father name, mother name too, in Punjabi, their date of birth, how they are like. And if, for example, in my client's case, he does not know the date of birth of his father, he doesn't have a birth certificate, so write NA for anything, any information which is not available, you can choose NA. Also there was a question like his father died, so do we need to attach a death certificate? No need, unless and until the officer is gonna ask you for it. Then their address in this box, in this format, your mother and father, and then save and continue. Like my client was a single guy, so he doesn't have any children, so there was no information available. Also for his siblings, sibling is his brother, so he has filled out a detail about his brother. So for the parents and brother, you don't need to fill out an extra form, but if you have a wife or children, you have to fill out extra form. For this case, the client's parent information is given. Now you have to complete and click on this, and your this form is also completed. Now we are gonna go for third form, which is gonna be IMM 5669, which is gonna be background declaration. This is the third mandatory form. Here what you're gonna ask, they're gonna ask you about your education history of last 10 years. Your membership in association is gonna be like if you were a volunteer in something in any big association, if you were offered any government job, then your criminal history, then your, if you were in any army service in India or in Canada, or the last one is the addresses of last 10 years. So most of the guys who are gonna watching my video are gonna be the ones who are applying after +2, who did a diploma, and now they are applying PR through PNP. So in most cases you are only gonna fill out these two things, education and address, because these four are not gonna be applicable for most of the cases. But let me show you how to fill this one as well. You have to click on edit. Like here my client filled it out wrong, so what are we gonna do in this case? So here you also have to do the same, like fill it out for yourself. If you are single, still you have to fill it out for yourself by clicking add new family member. Then like the client was the personal applicant. Like on my client's passport it was only given name. So but in the PR portal family name is required. So what you are gonna do, because the surname field was blank in my client's portal, so here we have to fill out only family name and leave the given name blank. Okay, and then the client have to fill out his personal information, also write his name in his native language, like which was Punjabi, date of birth, family information same as we filled in the last section. Then was the questionnaire. They are gonna ask you if you have been convicted for any crime or offense. Okay, and then if they have been charged to any trial or party or crime of offense, like if you have any criminal background, you're gonna select yes to any of these and then you're gonna explain it. But in most of the cases people don't have a criminal history, so the answer to most of the questions is no. Also read these carefully, because any wrong answer to these questions are gonna lead to misrepresentation. Then we're gonna enter the education history. How to enter the education history? Here what are we gonna do is, we have to know in Indian education system, first we go from first standard to 10th standard, then plus 1 plus 2, then we come to Canada, or then we go to university or college. Okay, so the first class to fifth class is known as elementary school in Canada. So here if you are 12th pass from India, your first 5 classes are gonna be in elementary school. Then from 6th class to 12th standard is gonna be in secondary school, which is 7 classes. This is 5 classes, and then 2 years of study in Canada. So in total, we filled total number of education last time, right? Which was 14 years. So now it is divided. How it is 14? First 5 classes in elementary. First 5 classes comes in elementary school, and later on until plus 2 it comes under secondary education. Then university or college, how many years? Trade school or post secondary school is something if you have joined mechanical training without a school, or if you are working with the mechanic, studying, paying, like for it even applies to aviation, but mostly we guys don't do, we are diyadigar bande, so this is empty for everybody. Then here you have to provide the information since your first standard. Like here my client started studying in 2006, where he studied first class and second class, then he changed his school from third to fifth, then his school was in 6th to 7th, then all of his information until he completed his graduation from Georgian College. Okay, then save and continue. Then is gonna be your personal history. Personal history is gonna be your last 10 years of addresses, and you have to start from the most recent one. Here, like since 2021 to present, the client is living at this address, and before that he was here, and the client has provided last 10 years of his personal history. Like in 2013 to 2016 he was studying, then also study, then he was unemployed for 1 year when he was doing his IELTS and stuff, then he came to Canada and was a full-time student, then he came on work permit and drive for this company, then he was unemployed for 1 more month. And wherever you don't have, you are unemployed, fill name of the company empty and name not applicable. And then un- until that time to present he is on work permit and is working for this transport. Then I told you he was not a members of association. You can also search on Google what is this. So if he has been a volunteer, for example in Red Cross or any of that stuff, so my client was nothing like that, so we have to enter in these fields none. My client does not have any government positions, like he has never worked on government job either in India nor in Canada, so it's also none. He has not been into army or paramilitary in any of the country, so this is also none. So now his last 10 years of addresses to present, you have to enter all this one by one, starting from your Indian address. Okay, either your last 10 years or from the day you became 18. Like my client became 18 years of age when in 2018, so he has provided addresses since he was 18. Now if your age is 30 years, so you are gonna provide your addresses for last 10 years, or if your age is only 25, then you're gonna provide your addresses of last 7 years, because they want to know your addresses since you were 18 years of age. Then save and continue. So this form, we have filled out the information, then you gotta sign it digitally. Enter your name, then click enter and click on complete and return to application. Now you see this form is also completed, the third one. Now we are at fourth form, supplementary information. Supplementary information is after you come to Canada, if you have traveled out of the country, even if you have went to India, or like this is the day your passport was created, or last 10 years of information where you have traveled, you can read it carefully. This is very simple information. They just want to know since your 18th birthday or last 10 years, like if you are younger than, if you are right, you know it. So since your 18th birthday, where have you traveled? Okay, so I have never traveled anywhere. We have to explain only the countries which were, either if you are applying this through PNP, then most probably you are living in Canada and you are from India, right? So you have to provide the details of all the countries except India and Canada. You don't have to provide details about India and Canada. You have to provide all the details of country of which you are citizen or you are resident other than those countries. Like in this case, mm, this was my client's name. Here again he has spelled wrong, he has to leave this field empty. So he was a truck driver, so he crossed border from Canada to USA like every day since this time. So if he's gonna put each entry from this state to this state, he went to this city for this number of days for delivering freight, so that would have been like more than 250 entries. So what we have written, we have written like from this time to present he is still crossing border, and to explain this we have attached a I-94 travel history that you can get from USA government website. Then click on save and continue. My client did not have any spouse or flana tigda, so it's nil. Then my client did also don't have any children, so this is also completed. Remember, if you are a truck driver, you might have lot of entries to USA, then you gonna attach this form in the other section, I-94 recent history. Or if you are not a truck driver and you have not traveled anywhere since you came to Canada, then you can directly click on do not travel in this form and submit it. You don't have to worry about anything else. Then what comes is this: you have to download this form and this form. You have to fill this out and upload it. So I'm gonna show you first this form. I have already downloaded it and filled it, so I'll show you. This form looks like this. I am so this form is this one. If we open it with, or these form will only open with PDF reader. Okay, if you open this, you have to write your name same as if it was your passport. Like my passport only has given name, but family name is required to enter, so I'm gonna leave given name empty. Then which province are you applying for, what was the stream, how much balance do you have in your bank account, You can attach a bank statement to show, then your sign and date. Save it and upload it. Then is our IMM. Which form was that? 5690. 5690. Click that. In this form you have to select the documents. So in this form, read the instructions carefully. Do not do any bullshit. And after that, there is no sign or anything on this form. What you gonna do? This is just a list. This was the first form we completed, generic application. And if you are applying under provincial nomination other than Quebec, then you are gonna select PNC. Okay. This video exempt Quebec skilled workers only for provincial nomination. So you are gonna select in the provincial nomination column. So the first form we filled. So yes, we filled it online. Click this box. Then the third form, which we filled, background declaration, where you filled out your period of unemployment, study and jobs. Yes, click on that. Then you don't, like, if you are single, you don't have any dependents, so you don't need to download and upload any form, so we are gonna leave this empty. Then supplementary information, where we uh, filled out that I traveled to US, or if you do not travel to US, you must have filled that form. So this is also we have filled. Then is schedule 4, which we downloaded just now, which was in which we told them Nova Scotia was the province and which stream and where how many funds. That was the schedule 4. I will show you. So this was the schedule 4. We have also filled this, so click this one too. Then this is for the Quebec ones, leave it empty. Additional family information 5406. We have also filled this form, additional family information. So you are gonna click yes. Now most of you would be confused which have this. So you can copy the codes, okay, like 008 5669, then 5562 and 5406. Now I will show you where they are in the form. 008 5406 5669 5562 and then 008 schedule 4 fifth one, then 5690 is our checklist, document checklist. Okay, then after that they are asking, do you have your travel passport document? Yes, your passport, then your nomination certificate, then your IELTS or self or TEF, then in your civil documents you are gonna upload your birth certificate. Okay, then you don't have children. In my case, if you have children, then you're gonna download one more form and fill it out, and also fill out your children information in form number 2 and where is it, additional information. Okay, 2 and 7 also. If you have children or wife, then you got more burden. You have to fill out information in like follow column 2 and 7. There are a lot of videos about that. Then your IELTS, then your birth certificate. We were here, I don't have children, so it's leaving empty. Then your PCC that you must have been from India. Remember, keep in mind your PCC expires after 1 year. So if it is already 1 year, you have to write letter of explanation, and that is your luck if they are gonna accept it or not. You might have to apply it again if it is expiring. Our PCC from India does not have an expiry date, but Canada believe that it expire after 1 year, so they are assholes. Then the photo requirements, then the fees, upload the receipt, and then after checking it, save it, then upload it. Okay, then there is no additional form because my client does not have any spouse or any children. So then come down to this portion where you have to upload your passport. Make sure to scan all the pages, first, last and all the pages where there are visa and stamps. not the empty blank pages. Then your nomination certificate, then your language proficiency like IELTS, then your PCC document, then your photo. Photo you might be confused. Click on this guide. Go to any Best Buy or Walmart. Show them this. They will click a picture. They will stamp with the address and date of Walmart, Best Buy or Staples, wherever you go, and with the pen write your name and date of birth on the photo up to that, and then scan it in a printer from front and back and upload it. Then your birth certificate. Then there are additional documents. So what are additional documents? I told you in the first forum we chose national identity card, which was our passport. So here in national identity card you can choose if you have uploaded Aadhaar card, then that's also good. If you have chosen passport, then upload front and back of your passport. Here not all pages, only front and back. Okay, then your proof of education is gonna be your graduation transcripts from Canada. Then your proof of funds is gonna be your bank statement. Then proof of medical exam. When you come to Canada, you give a medical, and that is valid for 10 years. If you want to attach that, that is good. This might save time, or you can also leave this column, because uh, recently Canada has launched a rule. If we search for medical for PR, you see, if anybody is watching this video of mine before October 6, 2024, if you have met these four requirements, like it's been only 4.5 4 years since I came to Canada, so I already given the medical exam in the last 5 years, and I already living in Canada. I'm applying for PR, and my previous medical resulted that I'm not risk to public, so I don't need a new medical, so I can use my old medical which we did from India. So I scanned that and uploaded it in this column. Then was my proof of work experience. That was my recent job letter of my employer with whom I am working with. Notice of assessment is an extra proof to show that I am living in Canada, which was which you will get when you apply for your tax return. Then your proof of status, like on which status you are in Canada, is gonna be your work permit, study permit, or your LMIA work permit, or your visitor. Then for truck drivers only, if you cross borders every day, you have a lot of entries in supplementary form. You cannot fill them, just attach your recent history. Now letter of explanation, why you added these many forms, how to write this, I will show you. So this is the letter of explanation. I will show you how to write this. So for example, first write your name, address, then we are writing this letter to immigration officer, okay, and then subject was this letter of explanation, for which here was 3 reasons: because I was providing a medical, and police clearance certificate was expiring, and travel history for truck driver. Mostly these two are not gonna matter to you, and if you are a truck driver, you are only write a letter of explanation for attachment of I-94. For attachment of I-94, write any blah blah shit you can write, and then at the end, like just explain your situation, why you are using. Don't just throw anything in it. This is gonna ruin your file. Be careful to write in this thing. Don't just throw anything that comes to your head, because that is gonna have a bad impact on your file. Give genuine reasons why you are using a supporting document, okay. Most probably I recommend don't not to use any supporting documents, just follow the file completely. Like my PCC was gonna expire in next month, so I have to write a letter of explanation, because I know 100% my file is not gonna be processed at least 6 months from now. So I wrote this. It might work or it might not work. I also have to I may have to apply for PCC again. Then there is a proof of medical, which I have also attached. This was your letter of explanation. Then you're gonna go to proof of payment. So to check proof of payment, you have to go to click to this link, then select what is your application. You There are two options to choose what is gonna be your fees. In my case I selected this, the questions. And if you are applying from PNP to PR, this is gonna be the second option. To permanently live in Canada or get permanent resident, click continue. In my case it was Nova Scotia. It is an Atlantic province. It was not a pilot program, it was a normal PNP. Because if it was a pilot then it would go to express entry, but it was a normal PNP, so I have to apply it in PR portal. So it was Atlantic immigration program. You can choose accordingly. Okay, then click continue. You see the circle is coming on. Then you are alone, you don't have any dependent spouse or anything. Click continue. Then click I will pay now. Create an account and pay the fees, $1365. It is gonna be a pain in the ass. And then like it, just upload it, the receipt, then get receipt, upload it. The status will show green. Check all the statuses should be green wherever it shows status. Okay, and all the files you are uploading must be green ticked that they are okay. Then sign this form. Click on consent and declaration. Do you, the principal applicant, consent to be contacted by IRCC? Yes. Consent to release personal information for evaluation process. Read the question. My consent is yes. Then go all the way down, sign the form again, put your name. My name was Tarunpreet Singh. Read all this information. I have read this 1,000 number of times. After that, complete return to. If you want to keep a copy of this also, you can click on file, print, and then save this page as PDF. You can save all the pages as PDF for your future references, to have your file checked in future from any lawyer as well. Okay, then read this information that our personal information can be used for research and flana tekda. If failure to complete full information may result in application delay. Then biometrics, that if you have paid biometric fees or not. Then depending upon the application made, they are gonna tell us what is gonna be the result. Then complete and return to the application after signing it. You see all the things are completed, starting from economic application under Provincial Nominee Program. Under the applicant name, we have completed all the forms, selected everything. We have uploaded all the required documents. We have uploaded the supporting documents as well, all of them. We have paid the fees, $1365. Then we have given our consent, which shows green. Now ਲੈ ਕੇ ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ. Submit the application. You are done. Go take some stress and be in tension until they contact you. And tada bye bye. There was no video to apply for PR through PNP. Everyone is in the as of spouse or parent sponsorship. So I think this is gonna be the first video on YouTube to show how to apply for PR after getting your PNP with exact information. So please ਵਕੀਲੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਲੁੱਟੋ. Help us. Thank you. Bye. Tata. And you see here, you see your application is submitted. This is the status. You can every time come to the permanent resident portal and check the status. You can also download your application and then check it. It is gonna be a zip folder. You see there are 3 items and you can check each one of them. Okay, tata bye bye, sat sri akal, and subscribe ਕਰ ਲਿਓ ਭੈਣ ਦੇ ਯਾਰ.